On day 2 in Lebanon, it was time to leave Beirut and head south to Tyre, also known as Sur. This ancient city forms part of the stronghold of the Islamic resistance, also known as Hezbollah. As you can imagine, traveling there required the right contacts and permissions, so he joined Steve and Ali, two journalists based in Beirut. The Israeli invasion of Lebanon that began on October 1st of 2024 is often referred to as the 66-day war. Although a ceasefire is technically now in effect, Israel continues to target Lebanon almost daily. It's estimated that since October of 2023, well over 4,000 people in Lebanon have been killed, and perhaps up to 1.4 million people displaced. Well, made it to the south of Lebanon. That was about a probably 1.5-2 hour drive from Beirut, and it's a whole nother world down here. I mean, one thing along the highway, which was very noticeable, Hezbollah flags interspersed with advertisements for McDonald's. I mean, how surreal. And here, look at the views, man, and look at all of these palm trees with the Lebanese and Hezbollah flags next to them. I mean, yeah, this is definitely a predominantly Shia community, and we're not too far, honestly, from where Israeli troops are still stationed now.
This is a very high density residential area, and it's like a tourist place because people around the villages around Lebanon, from Beirut, from other villages from in south, they just come here to spend some time.
During the 66-day war, Israel, on the day of the ceasefire, in fact, carpet bombed across the sea from destroying many of the buildings. They targeted very close to the ancient Roman ruins, which we'll go and see later. But again, they call this one of the cities of resistance.
All the destruction that you will see in this city is from the 66 days war a few months ago. Apartments, even like there were drone strike attacking cars even in the area. A lot of civilians, even the civil defense workers, they were attacked in drone strike. Like because they have gathering spots where they put their vehicles and to announce that this is a place only for civil defense workers, with all the flags, everything that made them distinguish that these are civil defense workers. And even that area was targeted.
Yeah, they call them precision strikes. So then every hospital, every church, every school, every mosque that they've destroyed,
It's intentional.
It was deliberate.
Yeah.
It's a precision strike.
You can see the devastation from that precision strike that the Israelis carried out here against the hotel in Sur. You can see even more damage here from some of the bombardments back during the war. Well, not that the war has ever really ended. More destroyed buildings, right?
God damn.
So that would have been also hit by an Israeli airstrike.
Another building?
Oh, this one. Look at that. No?
You'll see these photos all around the city. These are photos of the martyrs who were killed by the Israeli aggression on Lebanon during in the last few months. And even after the ceasefire, like almost on a daily basis, we have new martyrs by drone strikes targeting motorcycles or cars or even apartments. So it's still going on, and we're still having more and more images for people killed there. Innocent people, civilians, women, children, whatever. You don't know who and why.
It's a pretty surreal place to be because, number one, we're only about 15 kilometers from the border of Israel. And also, I mean, there's these Phoenician and Byzantine ruins.
They were destroying mosques, they were destroying churches, anything that was kind of like a cultural link to the land. Shimun al-Safar, which is believed to be by some Christians to be the burial place of St. Peter, the first pope. And it's like a mausoleum to him, but it's a sacred site to both Christians and Muslims. And they completely destroyed it, and it's to try and disconnect the people here from their land and from their culture. One of the reasons that they are so intent on destroying southern Lebanon is, one, to prevent the people from coming back to their own land, but also part of the Greater Israel project. So they believe that it's there. So in Maroun al-Ras, For example, a group of far-right Israeli settlers came, and they came with an Israeli flag, and they planted it there, and they said, "This is our land." They have whole books that are dedicated to exactly this, to try and stake a claim for what is, South Lebanese land.
Day 3 took us in the opposite direction and revealed the true extent of Lebanon's contradictions. We headed north to visit 3 iconic places in the Christian heartland of the country: Harissa, Batroun, and Byblos. Well, we made it here to Harissa, only about 30 minutes north of Beirut. And actually from here you can see Beirut off in the distance. I mean, it's a little bit of a hazy day, but it's definitely there. And the significance of Harissa, actually, it means protection. And the idea was that the Lady of Lebanon, which we'll be seeing in just a moment, well, she is looking over Beirut, protecting it. Well, they say that war is always very localized, and I think you can really feel that here in Lebanon, because the other day we were heading south, and we were well aware of the fact that those were the areas that would have been under the gun of the Israeli occupation forces. But going to the north, I mean, this is basically Maronistan, a statelet that would have existed during the Lebanese Civil War, the heartland of the Maronite Christian community. And because of this, I mean, these are the areas completely untouched by the war. I mean, of course, it would have affected the economy and tourism and things like that, and we're just on the back end also of the Iran-Israel war, so that's affected tourism a lot.
Visa for rent, you have to pay maybe $5 for the whole day, maybe.
Whole road doesn't exist anymore.
So yeah, apparently Batroun is now really the center of tourism here in Lebanon, and it's surreal to even think about tourism being something that's happening. But yeah, apparently tourism is something that's coming back step by step, slowly but surely. Well, here in Batroun, there's what's known as the Diaspora Square. And this is apparently where Lebanese from all across the world who return home to this country will come, and they'll meet each other if they haven't pre-organized this beforehand. And that's really interesting because, well, there's, I think, more than 5 million people living within the borders of Lebanon. But in Brazil alone, you have 7 million Lebanese who are present in that country. Well, at first glance, it doesn't look dramatically different from Batroun, but about probably 20-25 minutes to the south, and you have Byblos, otherwise known as Jibil in Arabic. And this is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, dating back around 7,000 years. Yeah, I mean, once again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the contrasts are just really mind-blowing. And, to think about the fact as well that Lebanon is only around 82% of the size of the state of Connecticut in the US. Just to give you some of the sense of how significant Byblos or Jibil is to our world today, it was said that the Phoenician alphabet originated here, and that led to the Mediterranean alphabet. On day 4, we linked up again with Ali, who took us around 2 hours northeast of Beirut to Baalbek. Not far from the border of Syria in the Bekaa Valley, it's a city with immense importance for Hezbollah. Now, no matter what your view might be of what literally translates as the Party of God, Hezbollah's continued support from much of the Shia community, and even many within other religious communities, as well as its role as effectively a state within a state, make it important to try to understand its leading role in Lebanon today.
The main leadership of the resistance of Hezbollah, it started in Baalbek. It started from a religious school. It's called Al-Mahdi, Hawzat Al-Mahdi, from the Sayyid Abbas Al-Musawi. He started this, and most of the leaders of Hezbollah were studying in that religious school. Like Sayyid Hassan was there, Sheikh Naim was there. It started from there, and even the training, everything started from there. And then they announced everything in Beirut Al-Basta in Beirut. So the announcement itself happened in Beirut, but the real thing started in Baalbek. Even the training camps and all this stuff, and even back then the training camps used to get bombed by the Israeli.
Didn't the Israelis at one point issue an evacuation order for the whole of Baalbek?
Yeah.
That was during the 66 days, right?
Yeah. They used to issue like for parts, but at some point they issued for the whole of Baalbek. And of course, the civil defense don't leave; they stay here because that's their job. And it's so obvious that these are civil defense workers because of the car, because of the work they're doing. All of them have their phones with them, and they're going to the strikes places to check if there's anyone to rescue or to do their work, basically. In the south, it's almost a daily thing, but in Baalbek, every few days or every week or whatever, they start bombing the area, and it's never like a one strike. They always carry a carpet bombing.
There was a strike here? Oh wow.
This strike, it was an ancient building.
Really?
So yeah, go back for 100 of years back. No, that's another one.
Oh, it's another, but this is also from the war. Look at this. Well, it is deeply impressive, the Roman ruins here in Baalbek, what used to be known as Heliopolis.
Sign in the middle. It's
Yeah.
for Ashura, for Muharram. It has both Sheikh Naim Qasim, the Secretary General of Hezbollah, and Sayyid Ali Khamenei.
Situated right next to Baalbek's Roman ruins is the Sayyida Hawla Shrine, of great importance to the Shia community. It's said to be the place where Imam Hussein's daughter and great-granddaughter of the Prophet Muhammad is laid to rest.
This shrine goes back for a few hundred years.
Really?
But like in Damascus and in Karbala, it goes back to more than 1,000 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think out of all of the things that I've seen in Lebanon on this trip, this is by far the most impressive. And to think about the fact that it's been here in some form already for hundreds of years. It's open. So this is a museum to the resistance?
Go with these footages.
What do you mean, there's going to be too much footage?
No, because there are too much resistance. This is for the first Secretary General, Sayyid Abbas al-Musawi. This is his turban, or we say it Amama, name it Amama. These were used with during the war against Israel back in 2000. Like the cameras to record the battles. These weapons, these clothes.
What is this?
This is a part of the Merkava tank, the 4th generation, back in 2006. It was destroyed and killed 4 of its soldiers who were driving it. Remaining weapons from the war. These also were used to record the battlefield and the operations held by the resistance. Like
Wow.
these old cameras. It says that their ships are under the foot of Ansarullah in Yemen. For the brother of Imam Hussein, Al-Abbas, so it's mentioning his name.
Well, that was nothing short of a mind-blowing day trip up to Baalbek. And let me tell you what happened on the way back. We actually found out that there were airstrikes that took place in the Bekaa Valley today. Israel had bombed what they said were multiple Hezbollah targets, and 12 people were killed. Now, this marks by far the biggest escalation since the ceasefire came into effect last November. So what does the future hold for this small country? It's hard to say. I mean, right now the US is also piling pressure on Lebanon to have Hezbollah disarm, but if there's one thread that seems to run through Lebanon's history, it's that of resistance.